Hi guys, you are listening and watching a very special podcast. Alright, you guys heard of Birchhart. Now it's my turn to introduce you to another perspective view. That's right, Chloe Birchhart. Enjoy! Chloe Birchhart. Chloe was a beautiful young lady with blonde hair. She was intelligent, but also she was pretty much troubled. Dirty blonde hair and violet blue eyes. She had a beautiful light-skinned complexion, not too pale, but also not too tan either. A little mixture of both. When Chloe was little, her parents died in a car crash. She ended up being raised by a cult. At first she saw the cult as harmless. They were kind and nice, but sooner when she got into the age of 9, she soon saw a much more darker side. Chloe began to see how much worse that this cult has been. Turned out they weren't really the nice people that she expected. For one thing, the cult leader believed that a doomsday was coming. She believed that everything else was sin. Although Chloe was almost brainwashed for some reason, but then when she realized that these things were all not true, Chloe began to rebel when she turned about 15 to 16 years. How did she get up her research? Well, she researched that there were so many cults that always said that a doomsday was coming. There wasn't any doomsday like that. Chloe thought the whole end of the world thing was a bunch of nonsense. So, she rebelled. She burned all the cults' Bibles and she lit up every single so-called sacred objects, which were nothing more than just beating up those that weren't disciplined enough to pray and have some sort of demon inside them. Chloe was like that when she was little, for having imperfections, having all sorts of problems with her. Problems as in she was nothing more than just some girl demon. Chloe hated being notified as that. She just wants to be normal. She wants to be treated with respect, just like she did in the beginning. No, it was all just a lie. Even one of the cult leaders, an assistant, who was also somehow her relative, who began to fall in love with Chloe, who blossomed into a beautiful teenager. But Chloe only saw her relative as just a family, nothing more, but he never stopped. Chloe was sick of it. She began to fear the cult, who didn't help her and believed that she was committing a blessing. Chloe couldn't take it, so she planned her escape. She packed her things in a nice bag. In others, she packed them in a gym bag, and she managed to sneak away from the cult. The cult tried to follow her, but she got much more further. She took the bus, she took a train, and she started off a new life. She started in Louisiana, where she lived there for some time. Then she moved to Georgia. She found a job as a teacher's assistant. She loved the teachers who were much more nicer, not a mean bone in their body, no problems with them, no skepticalism, no any other thing that they believed that anything else was sin. Chloe managed to get along with the other teacher assistants, except for one. He was a kid, as it seemed, always quiet, but also he had some issues with violence. He wasn't violent to the children at the school, but he had some sort of obsession with violent games and violent stuff. Chloe felt a little bit uneasy around him about that. However, she managed to be nice, but she felt a little nervous when the guy kept giving her these dark looks, as if he was ready to kill her in some way. Chloe felt perplexed around him. She was misunderstood. She even met the boy's mother, who was nothing more than a nice young lady who all she wants is help for her son. Chloe thought, this mother is so nice. How can she raise a son who can all he thinks about is violence? That's when the day that it happened. Chloe was at school, but then she noticed that the kid who was supposed to help out was late. Maybe he's sick, Chloe thought, but he wasn't. All of a sudden, she heard gunshots, screams from children, parents shouting at them to remain calm. There were more gunshots. Suddenly, the children were in the room with Chloe. They all began to fear in such terror. Chloe didn't know what to do. The children remained calm by ducking down underneath the tables. The teachers did their best, too, to hide. Only Chloe hid in the most safest one, the closet, where she could see that someone came into the room. It was him. He came in and pulled out the weapon. Chloe could hear the children whimpering in fear, the teachers shushing at them gently, telling them everything's going to be okay. Then Chloe began to fear of what just happened next. The children were shot at, the kids screamed, the teachers begged for mercy, but their begging did no good. Then, once they were all dead, Chloe could see the guy was pointing a gun right from underneath his chin. Chloe couldn't believe what happened next as she heard the gunshot. Now his body, the shooter's body, was now on the floor. Chloe just sat there for a moment. It was so quiet that you couldn't even hear a sound. Then Chloe screamed and screamed, tears streaming down her face. Then she fainted. Nobody knew what happened, and Chloe didn't even remember how she was found in the closet. The police came to see all the bodies. Then they heard this abnormal scream, and they looked around. and they found Chloe's unconscious body in the closet. Some think she must have suffocated in the closet, but no, they all knew that she saw it happen while she was hiding. Chloe began to fear guns. She began to fear violence, and she hated violence so much. She felt so isolated from the world. She could never go out there again. But then, one day, something unexpected happens. There was a storm coming, like some sort of cyclone. Chloe could see that it was coming towards her for some reason. That's odd. Why would it be coming for me? Is this my punishment for not saving anybody? Chloe began to run. She tried running so fast, but the storm was a lot quicker. Chloe began to pray. Please, please, I don't want to die. If this is my punishment, please just ease my pain. Please just take me somewhere higher. She couldn't take it. The storm caught up with her, and Chloe was soon sucked into the cyclone. I'm sorry, she prayed, thinking about the kid's mother who was found dead just before the shooting at the school. Chloe prayed, saying, I know I felt so helpless. I couldn't do anything. I was afraid of dying, and I'm sorry I could have saved all of you, she thought. Then she was consumed into the cyclone, but it wasn't for her death. It was something else, something more than that. Alright guys, that's the end of this podcast. Stay tuned for more coming your way. Thank you so much for listening to this. This is Chloe Birchhart's point of view, and you're going to hear more of her coming soon. I'm Catherine Donovan, and I'll see you next time.